Welcome back to the Whiteboat Studio in Sozopol, Bulgaria. This is day 2, so this is part 2 of painting the lighthouse. I kept calling it a windmill yesterday, so apologies for that. It's not a windmill, it's a lighthouse. I usually at this stage try and put a mount over my paintings just so I can isolate it from the mess on there, and it helps you to see where we're at. So that's where we're at so far. I've cleaned my palette out because we're going to be using some bright colours on these boats here, but the first thing I'm going to do is to block in the dark sides of a lot of these shapes, the buildings here and these cranes that remind me of something out of War of the Worlds. I've posted the on my Facebook page, I've posted the sketch, the original drawing, and also the cropped photograph that I'm working from. So I'm going to be blocking these in, but I'll do these off camera because it's going to take a while. You may see my head in the camera, but this is the approach that I usually take. You can see from this, we're looking for this kind of look. So the light on this particular one is coming from the right hand side, and the light on our painting is actually coming from the left, as indicated by this arrow in the corner. So this is my approach to, obviously, that we've got these buildings and everything are across this bay, so they're quite a long way off. So it's just a question of using various tones of your darks. In this case I've got some caput mortuum, some black, which I rarely use, and ultramarine and burnt umber, which gives us some greys. And I'm going to try and strengthen these colours as I approach the focal point here, and these cranes are yellow. But for the moment all I'm doing is I'm going to use a variety of flat brushes, so it'll be something like these kind of scales of flat brushes, and I'm just going to block in shapes basically so it looks like buildings and these cranes. So I'll do that off camera, and then I'll let you see how we've done. See you in a bit. So I've got 3 mixes of paint. I've got a weak caput mortuum, which is this one, which is this tone here, that one, and then I've got a stronger caput mortuum here, and then this is my mix of ultramarine blue and burnt umber, and I'm just going to use a combination of these to give me variety, and I'll use the strongest darks nearer the lighthouse here where I wanted the focal point. So I'll get on with that now, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Hi there, welcome back. So I've been working on these buildings now for about an hour, and you can see the effect of all that work. What I've done is I've done just various shapes, the cranes, and copied all those colours into the water for those reflections. So the next thing we'll be doing is these boats just here. There's a big tanker here and then a tug here, so we'll be doing those in the reflections next, and then I'll be back to show you the results. Hi there, welcome back. That took about an hour and a half, and as you can probably see now, we've got all of the docks complete. I've done some more work on the lighthouse as well, and I've got the white gouache out for some more highlights. I've got the reds of the boats. So now we're going to concentrate on the rocks down here, and this is going to be one of the strongest things in the painting, because the eye hopefully will start at the bottom, carry on up here, and I've made this area here very dark, although the boats have kind of taken over. So there's a little seagull there in the darkest part of the sky as well. So there's a way that I teach painting rocks, and there's a couple of ways you can do it. One is by using cling film, food wrap, or the other one is to use a palette knife or a piece of card. So this is, in my opinion, the best use for a credit card that there is. You can either use something like a yogurt pot cut up, and it's just cut up into odd kind of shapes. If you can see, these are various sizes, and also you can use a palette knife, which I've got here. So I'll use a combination. I won't use cling film on this one, but I will use a combination of the palette knife and also the credit card for all these rocks. And this is the way that I paint them, using a kind of half mix of, this is ultramarine and burnt umber, so it wants to be really dark. So you just make a kind of rock shape, just with a wash, and then either with a palette knife, which I'll wipe. All you do, the light's coming from the left hand side, so scrape from the left to the right, and that gives you highlights and darks on these rocks, if you can see that. And that's the way that I'm going to paint the whole of this area of the painting down here. So I'll make sure that this area here is very dark, leading up to the lighthouse, so the eye will come up here, follow there, and then investigate all this. So there's also concrete up here, a blue fence here, and some posts with some ropes on down here, so I'll do all that next, and then I'll show you the finished painting. See you in a bit. Okay, welcome back. I've done the rocks, these were done with a palette knife and credit card, or a petrol card I think it was. You can see that the texture of this paper works really well. I also did the blue fencing and the white posts and the shadows here, and I'm just finishing off now with some cracks in the rocks. So I'm going to use my palette knife again, but this time I'm just going to paint the edge of the palette knife and then just randomly press this on, and these give you the real darks. I put some highlights on the areas here. I can darken some of these gaps just to make it look a bit more intimidating, always bearing in mind the direction of the light. So if this was a stone here, just paint the back of that stone. So hopefully, if hope you've been painting along. Sorry there was big bits missed, but we're going away for a few days early in the morning, so I wanted to make sure I could get this finished and uploaded before we leave. So all that's needed now is a signature. Thank you very much for watching. I'll just give you a close-up for one last time. There's a seagull in the sky, as you can see, and again counter change came into effect there. I positioned the seagull next to the darkest part of the sky. Where is he? There he is. And we've got all the docks and the boats, the rocks. And if you remember, the original intention was that this area here should be the focal point. I'm not sure if it doesn't go, if it's switched to here now, but hopefully if your eye goes here on the darkest part of these rocks, and then the bridge goes up here to the background, you may go right up there to investigate the light and the weather vane, but then you come back down and hopefully these strong horizontal line will lead you to these boats. And here's the other red lighthouse, not windmill, on the other side. I hope you enjoyed that. That's my name's Martin Stephenson, and I'm from the White Boat Studio in Sozopol, Bulgaria, where I run art holidays throughout the summer. If you'd like my ebook, as I mentioned at the beginning, just send me an email to artstevo@gmail.com, and also the drawing of this is available as a JPEG, as is the original cropped photograph. So I hope you enjoyed it. So see you next time. Bye for now. Bye.